What if the ultimate display of power in the face of disrespect is not a thunderous comeback, but a profound and unshakable calm? True strength doesn't need to prove itself in a war of words. It simply is. This is how you learn to become truly unbreakable. Handle disrespect without losing respect. Stoicism, compiled and published by Stoic Dominion. Lesson 1. Know your self-worth first. Imagine a flawless, massive diamond resting on a velvet cloth. A child comes along with a jagged piece of glass and tries to scratch the diamond's surface. The glass scrapes and screeches, but the diamond remains utterly unharmed, its crystalline structure perfect and unmarred. The piece of glass, however, may shatter from the effort. The diamond is not arrogant. It is simply indifferent to the efforts of the glass because it knows its own nature. It knows its hardness is inherent and cannot be diminished by a lesser material. This is the inner conflict we face when we are disrespected. We are the diamond, but we have been tricked into believing that the opinion of the glass has the power to scratch us. When someone directs a disrespectful comment or action towards us, we feel our value plummet. We feel scratched, diminished, and flawed. The problem is that this reaction reveals that we have anchored our sense of worth not in our own indestructible character, but in the fragile, external opinions of others. We have given every person with a piece of glass the power to define our value, leaving us perpetually vulnerable and anxious in our interactions. The transformative solution is to stop seeking value from the outside world and to know your self-worth first. This is the foundational practice of building an internal, unshakable understanding of your own value that is completely independent of external validation or invalidation. The core Stoic principle here is the radical idea that virtue is the only good. Your true worth as a person is not defined by your reputation, your social standing, or what other people think of you. It is defined entirely by your character, your commitment to wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. These are the internal qualities that form your diamond-hard nature. An insult is merely the opinion of another person, the piece of glass. It has no more power to diminish your character than glass has to scratch a diamond. When you truly internalize this, the words and actions of others lose their power to harm you. You don't need to fight back, because from your perspective, no attack has even landed. To build this internal valuation system, you must become the primary appraiser of your own character. The first actionable step is to define your core principles. Take out a journal and write down the virtues you are committed to building in your life. Honesty, discipline, kindness, resilience. This is the elemental structure of your diamond. The second step is to gather internal evidence. At the end of each day, write down one action you took that was in alignment with one of your chosen values. Today, I was honest when it was difficult. Today, I chose discipline over comfort. This builds a portfolio of evidence for your own worth that is based on your actions, not on anyone's approval. The third step is to create an internal validation mantra. When you feel the sting of disrespect, you can silently repeat to yourself, "My worth is determined by my character, not by your opinion." The benefits of knowing your self-worth first are the benefits of becoming unbreakable. You will develop a deep, quiet, and authentic confidence that does not require external applause to sustain it. The desperate need for approval will fade away, replaced by a calm self-assurance. You will find that you are far less reactive and defensive because you no longer perceive other people's words as a genuine threat to your value. You become the serene diamond, whose worth is inherent and self-evident, calmly observing the frantic scratching of the glass, completely unharmed and utterly at peace. Your practice for this week is to start your portfolio of evidence. Every day, write down just one thing you did that made you respect yourself. Anchor your worth in your own actions. Knowing your worth is the foundation. But even a diamond rests within a secure vault. To protect this inner worth from constant assault, you must build a mental fortress around it. Next, we will learn how to strengthen your mental fortress. To support this mission, please subscribe to Stoic Dominion. Lesson 2. Strengthen your mental fortress. Imagine a wise king who rules a peaceful and prosperous city. He knows that his city's peace is a precious and fragile thing. He does not wait for an enemy army to appear on the horizon to begin his preparations. In times of peace, he diligently works on his defenses. He strengthens the walls, he trains his sentinels, and he stocks the granaries. He builds a fortress so formidable that most potential enemies, seeing its strength, decide not to attack at all. This is the inner conflict of the unprepared mind. We wait until we are in the middle of a verbal attack or a disrespectful encounter to try and defend ourselves. We have no pre-built defenses. We have not trained our mental sentinels. The problem is that in the heat of the moment, it is too late to start building the walls. When the attack comes, our unprepared mind is easily breached, and we are flooded with anger, shame, and confusion. We lose our peace because we never took the time to build the structures necessary to protect it. We are a city with no walls, vulnerable to every passing bandit. The transformative solution is to become the wise king and dedicate yourself to the daily work of strengthening your mental fortress. This is the Stoic practice of proactively building your psychological resilience and emotional defenses during times of calm, so that you are unshakable when times are turbulent. The core idea is that inner peace is not a passive state. It is the result of active, deliberate preparation. The Stoics called this the practice of building your inner citadel. This is a fortress within your mind, a place of ultimate safety and calm that no external event, no matter how vicious, can ever truly touch. You build this citadel brick by brick through daily mental exercises and philosophical practice. A high-value man does not just hope for peace, he engineers it. He understands that emotional strength, like military strength, is a result of preparation, not luck. To begin the construction of your fortress, you must become a disciplined mental architect. The first actionable step is the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of difficulties. Spend 5 minutes each morning contemplating the challenges you might face that day. Imagine someone being rude to you. Imagine being criticized unfairly. Visualize these events, but then visualize yourself responding with perfect calm and rational thought, retreating into your inner citadel. This is like a flight simulator for social friction. It prepares you for the real thing. The second step is to curate your information intake. Your mind is built from what you feed it. Reduce your consumption of outrage media, gossip, and other forms of mental junk food. Instead, feed your mind with philosophy, with inspiring biographies, with wisdom that strengthens your spirit. The third step is to practice voluntary hardship. Regularly do things that are slightly difficult or uncomfortable. Take a cold shower. Fast for a day. Do an extra set at the gym. This tempers your spirit and proves to you that you can withstand discomfort, making you less afraid of it in any form. The benefits of building this fortress are a profound sense of security and preparedness. You will find that you are far less anxious in social situations because you have already drilled for the worst-case scenarios. Disrespectful comments will begin to bounce off your walls, failing to breach your inner peace. You will develop a quiet confidence, the confidence of a king who knows his city is safe because he has diligently built its defenses. You become the master of your own domain, a ruler whose peace is guaranteed not by the absence of enemies, but by the undeniable strength of his own fortress. Your practice is to spend 2 minutes tomorrow morning visualizing one potential challenge of the day. Then, see yourself handling it with perfect, unshakable calm. Lay the first stone of your wall. A strong fortress is the first line of defense. But even the strongest king must know how to handle the traitor within his own court, the ego. When we are offended, it is the ego that screams for retribution. Next, we will learn to silence the ego when offended. Please like this video if you are committed to building your inner citadel. Lesson 3. Silence. Ego. When offended. Imagine a great majestic lion, the undisputed king of his domain. As he rests, a small, foolish dog begins to bark at him from a safe distance. The dog yaps relentlessly, a noisy, insignificant display of bravado. The lion hears the barking. He acknowledges its presence, and then he puts his head back down and goes to sleep. He does not feel the need to roar back, to chase the dog, or to prove his superiority. The dog's barking is so far beneath his own level of power and dignity that to even engage with it would be an embarrassment. The lion's ego is silent. This is the inner conflict that robs us of our power when we feel offended. We are the lion, but we have allowed ourselves to be provoked by the barking of every small dog. An offense is, at its core, a story our ego tells us. The story is, that person has challenged my status, my intelligence, my worth. I must react to prove them wrong and re-establish my dominance. The problem is that by reacting, by roaring back at the barking dog, we immediately lower ourselves to its level. We validate the attack. We signal that this insignificant provocation has the power to disturb our peace and command our attention. We sacrifice our kingly dignity for the cheap satisfaction of a petty squabble. The transformative solution is to learn to silence the ego when offended. This is the practice of seeing an offense not as a challenge to your status, but as an irrelevant piece of noise from a source not worthy of your emotional energy. The core Stoic principle here is the discipline of assent. The initial feeling of being offended is just an impression. It's the first story your ego proposes. A Stoic king does not have to assent to this story. He can observe it and, like the lion, simply dismiss it as beneath him. He understands that getting drawn into an ego battle is always a losing proposition. Even if you win, you lose your peace, you waste your energy, and you sacrifice your dignity. True power is demonstrated by the things you do not allow to affect you. It is the quiet, regal indifference of the lion, who is so secure in his own strength that he feels no need to prove it to the dogs. To cultivate this regal indifference, you must train your ego to be silent. The first actionable step is to reframe the offense as information about the other person. When someone tries to offend you, see it not as a reflection of your worth, but as a reflection of their own character. As Marcus Aurelius would say, their action tells you about them, not about you. Pity them for their lack of character, but do not grant them the power to disturb your own. The second step is to use humor as a tool of dismissal. A genuinely witty or self-deprecating comment can often diffuse an insult more effectively than an angry retort, as it signals that you do not take the attack seriously. The third step is the most powerful: conscious, deliberate inaction. See the offense, hear the words, feel the initial sting, and choose to do absolutely nothing. Let the insult pass through you like the wind through a great tree. This is the ultimate display of superior strength. The benefits of silencing your ego are a profound sense of control and dignity. You will no longer be drawn into petty, draining conflicts. You will preserve your emotional energy for the things that truly matter. People will learn that it is impossible to get a rise out of you, which will paradoxically earn you more respect than any angry outburst ever could. You become the lion, a creature of such profound self-possession and quiet strength that the noise of the world simply fades into the background. Your practice is to make a commitment that the next time you feel offended by something small, you will deliberately choose the path of the lion. You will hear the bark, and you will do nothing. Silencing the ego is how we prevent the spark of an offense from starting a fire. But sometimes we find ourselves in a situation that is already hot. To maintain our respect, we must be able to keep our cool. Next, we will explore the art of mastering calm in heated moments. Your support helps us spread this powerful message. Please subscribe to our channel. Lesson 4. Master calm in heated moments. Imagine a blacksmith forging a blade. The forge is a place of intense, chaotic heat. The fire roars, sparks fly, and the metal screams. An amateur in this environment would be panicked and overwhelmed by the heat. His movements would be clumsy, his judgment clouded. But the master blacksmith moves with a focused and deliberate calm. His inner state is the complete opposite of his external environment. It is his internal coolness, his calm mind, that allows him to handle the external heat with precision and skill. His calm is not a reaction to his environment. It is a tool he uses to command it. This is the inner conflict we face in a heated moment, an intense argument, a high-stakes negotiation, or a sudden crisis. The external environment becomes hot and chaotic, and we make the critical mistake of allowing our internal state to match it. We let the fire outside become a wildfire inside our own minds. The problem is that once our mind is on fire, we lose all ability to think strategically. We are consumed by the heat of the moment, leading to poor decisions, destructive words, and a complete loss of our personal power. The transformative solution is to become the master blacksmith, to learn to master calm in heated moments. This is the practice of intentionally creating a state of internal coolness and clarity, precisely when the world around you is hot and chaotic. The core Stoic idea here is that your inner world and the outer world are two separate domains. A Stoic warrior trains relentlessly to ensure that the chaos of the latter can never dictate the order of the former. He understands that the person who maintains their composure while everyone else is losing theirs holds all the power. Calm in a heated moment is not passivity, it is a superpower. It allows you to think clearly, to see opportunities that others miss, and to navigate the fire without being burned. To forge this inner coolness, you must drill your emergency protocols. The first actionable step is to immediately focus on your body's cooling mechanisms. When you feel the heat rising, consciously relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and take a slow, deep breath. Imagining you are breathing in cool, calm air and exhaling hot, chaotic energy. This physical intervention can immediately lower your emotional temperature. The second step is to adopt the mindset of an objective observer. Mentally take a step back and view the situation as if you were watching a movie. Say to yourself, "This is an interesting scene. The character over there is very angry. The stakes are high. What is the wisest move for my character right now?" This creates psychological distance. The third step is to slow everything down. Speak more slowly than you normally would. Move more deliberately. This intentional slowing of your physical self imposes a sense of calm and control on the entire situation and on your own mind. The benefits of mastering the skill are immense. You will become incredibly effective in high-pressure situations. You will be the person who can diffuse an argument, solve a crisis, or win a negotiation, because you are the only one who can think clearly. You will gain a reputation for being a wise, stable, and powerful leader. You will avoid the immense regret that comes from acting out of a place of heated emotional reactivity. You become the master blacksmith whose calm hands can create things of great strength and beauty from the very heart of the fire. Your practice is to anticipate one potentially heated interaction this week. Before it happens, decide on your cool-down protocol. Will you focus on your breath? Will you adopt the observer mindset? Be prepared. Mastering calm allows us to endure disrespect without losing control. But the highest form of Stoic practice goes even further. It learns to use the energy of an insult as fuel. Next, we will learn how to turn insults into your own inner power. If you're ready to master the fire, please like this video. Lesson 5. Turn insults into inner power. Imagine an oyster. When a grain of sand, an irritant, an intruder, a source of friction, finds its way inside the oyster's shell, the oyster does not have the ability to expel it. It is stuck with this annoying, unwanted thing. The oyster has two choices. It can allow the irritant to fester, causing a wound that eventually sickens and kills it. Or it can perform a kind of alchemy. It can take this unwanted irritant and begin to coat it, layer by layer, with its own precious, nacreous substance. Over time, through this patient, creative process, it transforms the source of its irritation into a beautiful, valuable pearl. The inner conflict we face when we are insulted is that we act like the first oyster. We allow the grain of sand, the disrespectful comment, the unfair criticism to get inside us and fester. We obsess over it, we replay it in our minds, and we allow it to create a wound of resentment and anger that poisons our spirit. The problem is that this gives the ultimate power to the grain of sand. We allow something small, external, and often meaningless to dictate our entire inner state. The transformative solution is to become the alchemical oyster and learn to turn insults into inner power. This is the advanced Stoic art of taking the negative energy directed at you and transmuting it into a positive internal asset. The core idea is that no event is purely negative. Its value is determined by how you use it. An insult is raw energy. You can let it be a poison, or you can choose to make it a pearl. This is the ultimate expression of the obstacle is the way. A Stoic warrior does not just deflect insults. He finds a way to profit from them. He uses the energy of the attack to strengthen his own character, to deepen his own wisdom, and to fuel his own purpose. He takes the gifts of his enemies and forges them into his own armor. To become this mental alchemist, you need to learn the formulas for transformation. The first actionable step is to use the insult as a mirror. Ask yourself, is there a tiny 1% grain of truth in this insult that I could learn from? Perhaps a rude comment about your work points to a genuine area for improvement. If so, be grateful for the free, if poorly delivered, consultation. You have just transformed the insult into a lesson. The second step is to use the insult as fuel for motivation. The great philosopher Diogenes, when spat upon, simply wiped it off and said, "Next time I will bring a helmet." Let the disrespect of others be a quiet reminder to you of the importance of your own path. Let it fuel your determination to succeed, not out of revenge, but as a testament to your own resilience. The third step is to use the insult as an opportunity to practice virtue. Every insult is a perfect chance to practice patience, forgiveness, and even a sense of humor. By responding to ugliness with grace, you are actively building the beauty of your own character. The benefits of this practice are that you become truly anti-fragile. Not only can you not be harmed by insults, you actually become stronger because of them. You will find yourself in a win-win situation. If people treat you with respect, you enjoy it. If they treat you with disrespect, you use it to grow. This mindset makes you an unstoppable force for self-improvement. You are the oyster, calmly and patiently turning every piece of grit that life throws at you into a pearl of great price. Your inner world becomes a treasury of wisdom, strength, and beauty, built from the very things that were meant to harm you. Your practice is to remember one insult that has stuck with you. Instead of feeling the sting, ask yourself one question. What is the pearl that I can create from this grain of sand? When you can turn even poison into a pearl, you begin to radiate a new kind of energy. It is a strength that doesn't need to announce itself. Next, we will explore how to cultivate and radiate this quiet strength in all that you do. Your support helps our community grow. Please subscribe to our channel. Lesson 6. Radiate quiet strength consistently. Imagine a great lighthouse standing on a rocky shore. It does not ring bells, it does not fire cannons, and it does not shout warnings into the storm. It performs only one simple, silent function. It shines. It radiates its powerful, steady light consistently through the calmest nights and the most violent hurricanes. Its strength is not in the noise it makes, but in the unwavering consistency of its light. Ships for miles around see this light, trust it, and use it to navigate safely. The lighthouse's quiet, reliable presence is a source of immense power and security. This is the inner conflict between performing strength and being strong. Many of us believe that to be seen as strong, we must perform acts of strength, engage in arguments, dominate conversations, or display our confidence in loud, overt ways. The problem is that this kind of strength is often inconsistent. It is a performance we turn on and off. We might be strong in one moment and reactive in the next. This inconsistency makes us unreliable, like a lighthouse that flickers on and off. People don't know what to expect from us, and so they cannot fully trust us. They may be impressed by our occasional flashes of light, but they cannot navigate by them. The transformative solution is to stop performing and start embodying, to learn to radiate quiet strength consistently. This is the practice of making calm, composure, and integrity such a core part of your being that they emanate from you naturally, in all situations. It is about becoming the lighthouse. The core Stoic idea is that character is a 24/7 commitment. It is the sum of all your actions, especially the small ones when no one is watching. True strength is not an act you put on, it is the baseline from which you operate. A man of quiet strength has so thoroughly practiced the principles of emotional discipline and self-respect that they have become his second nature. His calm is not a technique he is using, it is who he is. This consistent, quiet radiation of inner order is what people perceive as authentic strength, and it is what earns deep, lasting respect. To become this lighthouse of calm strength, you must focus on unwavering consistency in your daily habits. The first actionable step is to practice your principles in low-stakes environments. Hold your tongue when you feel a small annoyance, not just a major anger. Be present and listen to your partner talk about their day with the same focus you would bring to a major business negotiation. It is in these small, daily moments that true character is forged. The second step is to hold yourself to the same standard when you are alone as when you are with others. Do not indulge in negative self-talk or undisciplined behavior just because no one is watching. Your character is being built in those private moments. Be your own most important audience. The third step is to focus on your nonverbal communication. Your posture, your tone of voice, and the pace of your movements all radiate your inner state. Practice moving with a calm, deliberate economy of motion. Let your physical presence reflect your inner peace. The benefits of radiating quiet strength are that you become a profoundly calming and trustworthy presence in the lives of others. People will feel safe around you. They will be drawn to your stability. Your influence will grow, not because you seek it, but because people naturally look for lighthouses in a storm. You will experience a deep sense of integrity, the feeling that comes from your inner and outer selves being in perfect alignment. You are no longer a flickering light. You are the constant, reliable beacon, whose quiet strength provides guidance and security to everyone in your orbit. Your practice is to choose one small private moment tomorrow, perhaps your commute or washing the dishes. In that moment, practice embodying the calm, dignified strength you aspire to, even though no one is watching. Radiating quiet strength is the outward expression of a life well lived. It is the natural result of integrating all these lessons into a single, cohesive philosophy. In our final lesson, we will explore this ultimate goal: to live with unyielding Stoic grace. Please share this video if you believe in the power of quiet consistency. Lesson 7. Live with unyielding Stoic grace. Imagine a master archer who has spent a lifetime perfecting his art. He no longer thinks about his stance, his breath, or his release. His every movement is a seamless, fluid expression of his deep training. He is about to take a shot in a great competition. A sudden wind kicks up, and a heckler shouts from the crowd. The archer does not tense up. He does not get angry. He simply adjusts his aim slightly, lets out a slow breath, and releases the arrow, which flies true and hits the center of the target. His performance is an act of grace. Grace, in this sense, is not softness. It is strength so perfectly mastered that it becomes beautiful and effortless. This is the final stage of our journey. The inner conflict is that even after learning all the techniques, we can still feel like we are fighting our emotions and resisting disrespect. The practice can feel like a struggle. We are still consciously applying the rules, rather than having them flow from our very nature. We have learned the notes, but we have not yet created music. The problem is that as long as it is a conscious struggle, it is draining. The ultimate goal is not to be a soldier constantly at war, but to be a king who rules a peaceful kingdom with such mastery that his reign appears effortless. The transformative solution is to integrate all your training until it blossoms into the final virtue, to live with unyielding Stoic grace. This is the point where the separate lessons, knowing your worth, mastering your ego, controlling your reactions, all merge into a single, unified way of being. It is where the discipline becomes your disposition. The core Stoic goal was to live a life that is smooth-flowing, a life of eudaimonia or human flourishing. This is a life where your actions are in perfect harmony with your rational, virtuous nature. Stoic grace is the ability to navigate all of life's challenges, including and especially disrespect, with a calm, fluid, and effective poise. It is the ability to be firm without being aggressive, to be detached without being cold, and to be forgiving without being weak. It is strength that has become so deeply ingrained that it is indistinguishable from your character. This final stage of embodiment is a lifelong pursuit, but it is advanced through a commitment to integration. The first actionable step is to stop seeing these principles as a set of separate tools and start seeing them as a unified philosophy. Regularly read the works of the great Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. Immerse yourself in the mindset until it becomes the natural language of your thoughts. The second step is to practice teaching what you have learned. Explaining a concept to someone else is one of the most powerful ways to deepen your own understanding. Share this wisdom with a friend who is struggling. The third step is a commitment to lifelong learning and refinement. The master archer never believes he has nothing left to learn. He is always refining his art. Adopt this mindset of the humble master, always seeking to deepen your practice and close the gap between your actions and your ideals. The benefit of this ultimate pursuit is a life of profound beauty and effectiveness. You will move through the world with a quiet dignity that commands respect without ever demanding it. You will handle the most difficult people and situations with an effortless seeming skill that will mystify others. You will achieve a state of inner peace so deep and stable that it becomes the very foundation of your existence. You are no longer just practicing the art of being a Stoic warrior. You have become the art. You are the master archer whose every shot is an act of grace, a testament to a lifetime of discipline, and a beautiful expression of a soul in perfect command of itself. Your final practice is a reflection on your journey. Look back at where you started and acknowledge the progress you have made. Then turn your eyes to the horizon and commit to a lifetime of patient, that graceful practice. To handle disrespect is not to win a petty battle of words. It is to use the moment of friction as a chance to display the superior strength and grace of a well-ordered soul. It is to prove to yourself and to the world that your peace is not for sale and your character is unbreakable. Thank you for your dedication to this profound work. The journey to build a soul of Stoic grace is the most worthy and rewarding journey a person can undertake. If this guide has provided you with value, please like the video, comment with the lesson that was most impactful for you, and subscribe to Stoic Dominion for more wisdom on the path to an unshakable life.